what do you want to talk about first? What is the first thing that comes to mind of all the stuff?
I'm just going general statement AEW.
Okay.
Because there's a lot that has gone on with AEW. And, we had the shocking return of Jeff Harvey on
Can we talk about the positive of this is the fact that he did not dance like an asshole on his way to the ring to save his brother?
I'm pretty sure that he got enough fan ridicule from that to decide that he was not going to do that again.
Wait, do you think he saw the writing on the wall?
With the eye issue apparently that he has, maybe not.
Oh, goodness.
I really have. I mean, I've made my feelings clear on Jeff Hardy. I was a huge fan of his, and he's been given chance after chance after chance after chance, and he keeps on doing some really dumb stuff. And I just think it's time for him to step away completely from the ring and go about his life. The thing is, I don't know if with his substance issues that he has saved money along the way.
Right.
My feeling is probably no. But I think he would just be better off being away from the environment that has, in part, led to him having some of the issues that he's had.
Right.
And the fact that, one, he's been brought back, and not that long after, he reached his plea deal and what have you, and I'm going to say got off light because of a technicality, but, invited back, but he's not even technically, cleared to perform a wrestling match. And here he was getting physical on Wednesday. So,
well,
I just think it's similar to, the CM Punk thing with Jon Moxley, where he was not, medically cleared, and you saw him, limping to the ring, and it's like, well, why are they using him? And well, it'll just be a squash. And I just think that could lead to something really bad happening down the line that could cause a really big financial issue for AEW if Tony Khan keeps trying to skirt medical clearance, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree, and I really did not like it, and I'm taking CM Punk's side on this one. I don't care if he's – I can't overlook the fact that he's never seen a Rocky movie. I've seen literally every single Rocky movie. Literally. I even had to endure Rocky V.
I enjoy the fight scenes in Rocky V. I'll say that.
That's like saying you like the baseball scenes in Major League Back to the Minors.
Hey, I like the street fight at the end of Rocky V. I like when Tommy the Machine Gun has his boxing matches. Most of the rest of it is not that good.
No. My favorite part is the end of it where the dude goes, "I'll sue you," and then Rocky knocks him out, and he goes, "Sue me for what?" And that was the only thing I took away that was actually good about that entire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so yeah, go ahead.
I just, what does this mean now that Jeff Hardy's back? Are we going to get Matt Hardy and Jeff being reunited, and we're going to get the Hardy Boys back in AEW? Or is Jeff going to now join forces with Matt Hardy in whatever faction he's in now? Because he was in one, now he might be in another one, and the faction he was helping or associating himself with I don't even know what's really going on with AEW, because it's confusing. But I'm just curious to see what they do going forward with Jeff Hardy.
One thing I will say, they have brought him back, and as much as I am against having them bringing him back, I think, he's gone beyond his limit of chances, but, Tony Khan giving him another opportunity. I hope he doesn't screw it up. I hope he doesn't fall off the wagon again. All that being said, I think one thing that will be good at possibly preventing him from falling off the wagon. Like I said, they made the decision to bring him back. If I were Tony Khan, I hope he had a conversation with Jeff that says, tone down your style because you're going to hurt yourself like he did with the Darby Allin match. And as much as like I have an appreciation for him and Darby putting their bodies on the line, clearly it was in part something that triggered him to do what he did and got him in trouble.
Right.
Jeff, pick and choose your spots. You do not have to send your, 45-year-old body through a demolition derby.
Right.
When you go to the pay-per-view, if you want to do that, great. I will give you time off after so you can actually heal. Because he had that match with Darby, and then it was, a couple weeks later on the pay-per-view where the Hardys went against the Bucks, and Jeff was not even close to, ring ready.
No, he looked like shit.
Yeah. So I hope Tony Khan has had that conversation with him, like, hey, last chance, and 2, tone your stuff down. You don't have to do that all the time anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny, too, because I know last week we were just talking about how that triple threat match for the Intercontinental title has kind of leapfrogged the TLC 2 match from WrestleMania 17 is my favorite WrestleMania match. Jeff Hardy's been taking bumps like that since the 90s. He took – what's up, Timmy? He took that nasty, nasty bump that he completely miscalculated on when he did the swanton off the really tall ladder outside of the ring onto Rhino and Crash Holly. Oh my God, no, wait, wrong small stature wrestler, Spike Dudley, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it might have been Matt, but I wanted to say Jeff was the one that was on top of the ladder with Bubba when they got pushed off by Rhino when they did that nasty spill and landed through the 4 tables. Which I thought Bubba Ray Dudley was dead from.
And when Jeff was really over and everybody thought that he was going to beat Randy at, I think it was, Royal Rumble like 2008 or 2009. And everybody's like going, oh, Jeff is so over. He's going to win this thing. And I think it was in the build-up to that Rumble, he ended up doing the swanton from like 30 feet above him, like jumping off the Titantron, and looked crazy, looked really good. And I think it was like he might have landed on crash pads, but like even so, stop doing that. You're not 20 anymore, and it causes you problems. Please, for the love of God, I don't want to have another sad ending.
Right. And Chris Brown even said Jeff isn't going to be satisfied until he's in a wheelchair paralyzed from the neck down at this rate. And, Timmy had mentioned that we shouldn't be surprised because Tony Khan mentioned the Wembley show last week. So we got a returning Jeff Hardy this week. And the next topic I actually want to get to, since you did mention CM Punk, there's been rumors the last 24, 48 hours about the potential return of CM Punk to AEW, and they're trying to figure out what's the best route to go upon his return.
So there are rumors that June 21st, right before Forbidden Door, when they're in Chicago, that this is going to be when we get the return of CM Punk. One of the things out there is AEW is going to start a 3rd show, possibly called AEW Collision, that will be at 6:05 on Saturday.
Oh, so it'll be main event.
It's gonna WCW Saturday night.
It'll be more like main event.
So what they say they want to do is have kind of a soft brand split and have a lot of high-profile people on the Saturday show, so the people that CM Punk may or may not have issues with, he could be separated from them. And apparently this is one of the things out there. The fact that there is so much press getting out there about this potential CM Punk return, clearly AEW is part of this campaign, and there has to be some talks. And I'm guessing we probably will get him back as much. Again, this is something I've brought up several times. I don't like people who walk out on contracts and walk out on companies. And Punk did get injured during his match at All Out, so he was going to be out anyway. But, he tried to sit there and put nitroglycerin, a neutron bomb, and a nuclear bomb to the bridge that was AEW. And now after all these months, seems to have, calmed down. It sounds like he possibly has tried to reach out to Twinkle Toes and the Buckaroos to let bygones be bygones and try to do some business. Because I think it would be good to try to get some business done for the Wembley show, although it sounds like there's a ton of interest already in England where the pre-sale stuff, where you have to get the code to be able to get the tickets. There are 5,000 already for this. Just that they're going to have a show in England, and they're expecting big things to happen. So 45,000 people in a stadium that could hold 90,000, and this is before anything's announced.
Yep.
It already sounds like this is, no matter what, going to be a success, but they want to sell as many seats as possible. Bringing CM Punk back will sell tickets, and the English wrestling community seems very, very in tune with what goes on behind the scenes, and they would love to get, FTR with CM Punk against, the Elite. I think that would be something that would move tickets, and I think Tony Khan is going in that direction. I think he will figure out a way to make it work between now and then. There are several months before that show happens, but bringing back CM Punk, again, I think a guy who's kind of sort of walked out on a company and or trashed a company multiple times, I think is a bad bet long term. But if short term, Tony Khan's like, you know what, I'm going to write out this contract and let him perform, and hopefully he can repair whatever relationships he had. Maybe CM Punk could reach out to Jeff Harvey and say, hey, by the way, after Victory Road, how did you actually smooth things over with the entire locker room when you made a joke out of the main event?
Right.
And you ruined it for everybody.
Well, I don't want to sit here and draw straws or just nitpick and all that stuff, because how I feel on this whole situation. Because yes, as much as CM Punk is in the wrong, because you don't go and a presser and absolutely obliterate your supervisors and your coworkers and make them all look stupid right in front of the big boss, the man who signs your the son of the man who signs your paychecks, and just absolutely light the world on fire. But at the end of the day, it's not like Kenny and the freaking Young Bucks are doing themselves any favors. It's not like they're coming out looking like angels. I want that to get out.
The fact that CM Punk, it sounds like, has reached out to them and they said, nope, this is still a problem and there have been no bridges mended, makes me think that they're a bunch of little children. It's it's been over 6 months and the guy's trying to call you to try to figure something out, and your ego is so large and so shattered by the fact that he made fun of you and made you seem like a joke that you can't take a call from him. Your ego is so big and so damaged now that you just can't deal with this. As much as I don't like what CM Punk did or said, he could have have done it in a different manner than he did, and he kind of walked out on the company. And the Bucks and Kenny are extremely petty at this point, even more so than before. Be a fucking adult. And oh, by the way, your fucking management. You're supposed to be the adult in the room.
Yep.
So
I just, and I'm sorry, I've had my opinions about Kenny and the Young Bucks for quite a few years, and it was even before AEW became a thing. I didn't think that Kenny Omega was anything big, because I had no idea who the hell he was until AJ Styles showed up in WWE, and then I found out who Kenny Omega was. Honest to goodness, I didn't know who Kenny Omega was until about 2016. Didn't know he was in WWE developmental. And I see this guy, and I'm like, and I see the guy, and I hear the guy talk, and I watch him, and it's like, yeah, he does really cool things in the ring, but I would, oh my God, I still remember El Jefe and I got into an argument a couple of years ago about Bray Wyatt and Kenny Omega, where he said Kenny Omega, because I said that Bray Wyatt is a great talker. He said that Bray Wyatt can't wrestle and Kenny's a great wrestler. I said, well, Kenny's a great wrestler, but he can't talk. Well, he said, well, Kenny Omega is better in the ring than Bray Wyatt's on the microphone. And I said, yes, but Bray Wyatt's better in the ring than Kenny Omega is on the microphone. And we agreed. Yeah. I don't see it with him. He's got the dirt face. You don't build your, this thing around this guy. And then to really just kind of add the insult to the injury of how I felt about Kenny Omega, I had to watch that 11 minutes of my life I'll never get back with him and the 7 Canadian destroyers that he ate from the freaking blow-up doll. I cannot. I will never. I cannot. I don't respect them. I don't. And this whole thing with them, this is easy. This is a multi-million-dollar box office we're talking about here. You have the potential to sell out a 90-seat stadium at Wembley.
Wembley Stadium had a professional wrestling event, was 1992 SummerSlam.
Yep. And that was when the British Bulldog and Bret Hart had that massive main event. And that crowd was electric for that. I still remember the 92 SummerSlam. It was awesome.